Quazi here, and today I want to show you how to do a perfect bun. Just kidding. Today I want to talk to you about 3 top books that have helped me on my spiritual journey, and 3 things that have taught me, 3 books that have taught me about the law of attraction and have taught me how to visualize and how to live everyday life in general. First book is called Psychocybernetics, and this is a book by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. And the key idea in this book is that your self-image determines the thing you're going to attract. So the message really is, you are what you attract, or you attract what you are. One interesting exercise that Maxwell Maltz provides in this book is visualizing when you're extremely relaxed. So the nervous system is what determines what your subconscious thoughts are and how you perform in, or how you attract what you attract. And it is difficult to change the subconscious because all of our thoughts have been implanted to us by the age of 12. Now, if you want to change your subconscious, you're going to have to tap into the subconscious. And the only way to do that is between your the sleeping state, kind of. And the subconscious is really influenced throughout the whole day by the things that you absorb, but you're not consciously absorbing those things. So Maxwell Maltz gives an exercise that you have to practice in an extremely relaxed state, like before going to bed or first thing in the morning. So before you go to bed, just lie down, take 3 deep breaths, and feel yourself sinking into the mattress. Now, as you do that, start vividly visualizing the thing that you want. So let's say you have a big job interview tomorrow. Imagine every single question that can be asked and how you could excel at this job interview. Or let's say you have a big competition tomorrow. Let's say you're a soccer player and you want to score goals. Just imagine yourself in your relaxed state, just moving around and scoring goals. A lot of boxers have used this method to really beat their opponents. This book, he talks about how some shadow boxer was throwing shadow punches, but not even throwing shadow punches, but visualizing himself throwing shadow punches before his big fight. And in doing that, his punches were so perfect and just every single punch just went through. And what's interesting is he didn't really practice. He just visualized practicing, but that still worked. And a lot of exercises have been conducted too, where, experiments, where absolute amateurs start off playing basketball, but they are given a period of 30 days in which to practice shooting from outside the basketball key. And there are 3 control groups. One group actually practices, the other group visualizes practicing, and the third group is just a control group, does nothing. And they're all amateurs. And in a period of 30 days, the ones who did actually practice shooting the ball improved their shot by 37%, and the ones who visualized improved their shot by 35%, which shows you how remarkably close those 2 results are. And obviously the ones who didn't practice didn't improve. The next book I want to talk about is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I'm sure many of you have heard of this book already, but in essence, this book talks about the power of the present moment and how being present kind of grounds you in this present energy that allows you to get inspiration, creativity, and all these other miraculous energies. A lot of the creative giants have used presence or even drugs, and drugs kind of drive you in presence because alcohol really makes you present to the moment since you get so in touch with your feelings. But there is a price to pay when you use drugs, because you're trying to get this energy from an external source and not drawing it from within. And when you do that, there is always a price to pay, which in this case is a lack of energy the next day. Eckhart Tolle also emphasizes how important it is to be present, because in this present moment, there can never be a problem. When you are so present, there can never be a single problem. There are problems in the past, in the future, but now there are no problems. One way you can really bask in the present energy every single day is mindful meditation. Now, if you're just starting off meditating, I recommend using an app called Headspace, which has helped many people, but I've never really used it. I personally meditate just sitting down cross-legged or on a chair for 20 minutes, and I just observe the thoughts that pass. And no reaction, nothing. It's almost you're just feeling everything that goes by, every single thought that passes. But the key idea of being present is not being reactive. And that's what really helps you. Because when you're present, you can sort of detach yourself from your body and sort of be in the moment. And every single external stimulus that happens, that occurs, doesn't really affect you. So external circumstances don't really shape you at this point, and you stop reacting and you start being proactive. The last book that really helped me was Letting Go by David R. Hawkins. And this book is so fascinating. It literally changed my life. I got the audiobook and started reading it when I went to Bangladesh. So I'm on the plane, get the audiobook, and it's about 700 pages long, or maybe 500, and I'm done with it within a week. And this book talks about how letting go and surrendering will get you the things that you want in life. And there is an interesting story in the book, which is about a man who one day sought a house. Let's say this was in the 60s, and rent control was going up and it was difficult to get an apartment in Manhattan, Midtown. And one day he really wanted a 2-bedroom house. And so what he did was he took a piece of paper, he was at work, took a piece of paper, wrote down, get house in Manhattan, get 2-bedroom apartment in Manhattan, looked at it, tore it up, threw it away there, and forgot about it for the rest of the day. Now, 5 p.m. came. It was time to go home. And as he was going home, a sudden urge hit him to go back to the city. So he just turned around and drove back to the city. And to his surprise, at that time when it's rush hour, there was no traffic. So he drives to the city, and all of a sudden an urge hit him to make a right turn onto 47th Street or some other street. Makes a right turn, goes in, and again a sudden urge hit him to park outside what seemingly is a real estate agent. And to his surprise, there is one parking spot open that perfectly fits his car. So he just parks the car and goes into the real estate agent. And of course he's really in shock right now because he's not controlling anything. He's being controlled by some magical power. And he goes in and asks the real estate agent whether they have any listings for a 2-bedroom apartment. And of course the real estate agent looks at him and scoffs, because at this time it is literally impossible, absolutely impossible to get a 2-bedroom apartment in Manhattan. The rent price is going up. But the real estate agent decides to look through his listings, and guess what? He finds it. So both of them are here shocked, and the man gets his 2-bedroom apartment because he just let go of it. Now, this is a crazy story and it doesn't happen to everyone, but once you really let go of something, you give it the space to attract it. It's like, have you ever wanted something so bad and you've desired it so much that for 2 to 3 years you were just so attached to getting it? But after the 2 to 3 years, you just give up and it just comes to you all of a sudden. Isn't that interesting? That's happened to me a lot. And Letting Go also is the first book that taught me the difference between desire and why desire is bad for you. Because desire kind of makes you establish the fact that you don't already have the thing that you want. And that kind of combines with Psychocybernetics by Maxwell Maltz, because you want to change your self-image and want your subconscious to think that you already have the thing that you want. So you kind of bypass that and attract your desired thing. I hope this video helped you, and I hope you'll read these 3 books, because these were absolutely life-changing for me. And I'll catch you next time.